Hi, I'm Marna, and this is a Dolls Rescue Channel. The weather out there says grab a jacket and prepare to get wet. So I thought this would be a good day to stay inside and work on my little Tenney. She was a Happy Mail gift from Mary Ann at Lil Rascals Reborn. And I just want to thank her again because I am thrilled. She actually came in the cutest little fall dress. She got a haircut, and I don't hate it. I'm gonna see if I can take some of the choppiness out of it. I don't know that I can or not. I do have another wig if things go wrong. The other thing I'm going to do is give Tenney a bath. Often when I wash these dolls, people worry about getting water in these eyes. The first thing I do is dry them upside down. I actually put them in the air like this so the water drains back out of those eye sockets. And then I sit them up so that any further water left in the eye sockets will come out. Don't worry about that little bit of water. If your doll can't get that tiny amount of water in its eyes, something's terribly wrong. I love these. This one's from our generation, Batat, but I also have the American Girl beauty chairs and some others, and I just love them and I use them often. Sometimes, however, I strap the doll in backwards. If I'm drying a doll that I have washed or has wet hair and I'm working on it a little bit, or if I'm curling their hair, I strap them in backwards so that I can get to the hair better. All right, all I'm going to do, all right, that is for my tighteners. This is for hair. I have hair scissors. I actually cut Darren's hair. All I'm going to do is just take this choppiness and see if I can work on that a little bit. I want you to look at how choppy. See what they did is, so what we're going to do is just go around and see if we can take that out. Because if we can, it's not a bad haircut and it's kind of cute with her face. Okay, it's better. I think I'm going to do some more trimming, but I want to go ahead and wash her up and let her dry naturally and see how it lands. But I do think there's a little bit more here that needs to be taken off. But I'll tell you, this doll has such a pretty face. These dolls are so nice that, you know, they can pull off about any hairstyle, I'll tell you. But let's wait and see. The next thing I'm going to do, I am going to tighten her legs. I use cable ties. Hair ties, ponytail ties will not work. They're going to break. 2 weeks after you have that in your doll, this is what you're going to have again. If you use these, it will hold tight for a lot longer. I would restring these dolls, but I cannot find a good elastic cord to use. And we have searched internet and hardware stores. We've searched everywhere. So this is what I use. The next thing I'm going to do, though, is take her to the sink, scrub her down. I use a toothbrush, a clean toothbrush that I use for my dolls, on ears and fingers and toes and mouth and nose. I use regular shampoo and I scrub this up. Now, a lot of people say don't get this wet. It's just fabric and it's just stuffing. And when I get done and she dries tomorrow, what I'm going to do is pull all that stuffing out, put it in this box, and spray it with disinfectant. Okay, I'm getting all the shampoo out of her hair. I just used inexpensive shampoo. You can use any kind you want. Her hair is a little dry, and that's okay. When you get one of these dolls, especially from a thrift store, you have no idea who's played with it or slept with it or where it's been or what it's seen. So it's just a good idea to clean and clean and clean. I have a magic eraser. That's what this poor thing is. And I have saved a lot of dolls with it. This doll from Marianne at Lil Rascal Reborn doesn't need that. She's been taken care of. This is not one that has been out. And then we're going to use this toothbrush. It's a clean toothbrush that I bought, soft bristled. I get them at the Dollar Tree, and I use them on my dolls. Fingernails, toes, ears especially, because you don't know what's been in the hair or touching the ears, and that's just a good place to get mess. So I really clean those, and then I do the mouth and the nose, and depending on the doll, I do the eyes, the whole doll. I am not going to take this to an American Girl's eyes, but I do get them wet. Like I said, there's no reason not to. I do not put running water in the eyes. Kind of just did, but I don't aim it for the eyes, but it's not going to hurt it. Like I said, I put them like this to dry. That all drains back out. Now, I also take a soapy wash rag to this fabric, and I clean that up good. And if I find stains on there, I use OxyClean, and I clean that up good. It's fabric. It will dry. That stuffing is going to be pulled out and disinfected. And now we are going to tighten her legs. They're not bad. They're not bad at all, but it's part of the cleaning process that I do on any 18-inch doll I get that's used. What I do is we will take the head out. This adorable outfit came from Tammy Powley. This was a Happy Mail too. I'm so blessed with Happy Mail. Y'all are so kind to me, and I really appreciate it. We're going to take this little dress off and clean her. She's been cleaned on the outside, but we're going to pull out the stuffing. And when I pull out the stuffing to get to the legs and arms, her arms are fine. We're not going to mess with them. But, you know, it's just such a little amount, but we're there, so we're going to do it. When I take this stuffing out, I usually put it in a box, but I'm going to put it in a bag. I don't have a box right now. And then I take a cologne, or you can use straight alcohol. And this will not only disinfect, it'll kill any kind of bacteria or anything on your doll. What I like about using the colognes is not only is it high in alcohol to take care of that kind of stuff, the doll smells nice for quite some time. So it kind of refreshes your room while you're at it. And what we're going to do, this is a newer doll because it does not have the string. It has the zip tie in there. We're going to carefully rip these seams out. We'll cut that and pull it out. We'll yank all of the stuffing out of the doll, and then we'll put it in here. I will saturate it with the spray, and then after a few hours, like probably 6 to 12 hours, I take that stuffing and I fluff it and I turn it, and then I spray it again, and I let that sit for about 24 hours before I restuff my doll that in the meantime I have tightened the limbs on. Okay, so this is what you'll have. You'll gently seam rip this neck piece down and then snip this off, and that gets thrown away. Be sure you take the stuffing out of the head also. If I can get hold of, I might need tweezers for that, or needle nose pliers. Just go through and take all of this stuffing out, every single piece, and really run your hand down in there and get it all. And wash your hands before you get your disinfectant, and then just spray it. Okay, my bag is full, and I will take a few minutes, and I just keep doing that, and then I'll fluff it and do it again. But I'll set that to the side while I show you this. Warning, this is an adult repair. We're going to be using fire inside of a doll, and I don't want your doll or your house burning down. You are responsible for your own dolls and homes and crafts. We are not responsible for that. This is how we do it. You've got your cord in here. And I've seen 100 times people on YouTube, they take a ponytail tie, and they just pull this back and they put that around and they call it done. I wear ponytail ties. They break, they stretch. It's not a good idea. And they don't make them like they used to. So what we do, I've got really long ones here. I didn't know we were out of the shorter ones, so I'm going to take this down a bit. And we put these between the knot and the cup for the hip. And you just tighten that down. Sometimes it takes 4 hands. And you get that on the far side, or the inside of that knot, right down next to that cup. Now, as you can see, there's still play in there. I'm going to add 2 because I don't want that loosening up later. All right, when you put these on, if you need more than one, and more than likely you will, stagger the heads and make sure they're very tight, very tight. Crank them down as far as you can. And then what we do is we cut these off not too close to the lockdown. Let me get that out of the way. And you have to be careful to make sure your fabrics, your all the stuffing's out. You don't get that in it. You just have to really do this slow and easy. And it takes some might to get that elastic cord pulled tight. I wish I could find that elastic cord to restring, but I can't. We've looked everywhere and I can't find it. All right, here's where you are really on your own deciding. You do not want these sharp edges left inside this doll. It could tear your fabric. Actually, it could make a sharp edge for everything. So what we do is melt that down. Be careful for your cord. See what happens? That cord caught, it's cotton, it'll go. So it's quick and easy flames. And then push that down with your finger so that it smooths out. You can also use a soldering iron to round out these edges. One thing I'm not sure I said is when you are putting your ties down, make sure your fabric is not up under your cup or caught into your tie down as you go. So that's what you have. And we will let the stuffing sit, and then we will restuff her when that's done. Okay, my stuffing is all dry from the disinfectant, and now all I'm going to do is stuff this back in here. But there are a couple tricks you need to know, and that is, you want to stuff it well, like really push this down around the legs, but you want to keep your legs straight and in the sockets correctly. But as you stuff, just make sure you are pushing it down, under, between, and around the legs. And then when you get to the arms, you do the same thing. You have to fill that whole shoulder area. Okay, as I push my stuffing in, I have my hand inside the doll like this. And I am pushing down and around those hip joints over to, I've got my hand in the way. Here is where my fingers are that I'm pushing to on both sides. You want that all filled in there, and you want that tight. But as you go, you also want that joint straight. You don't want to push that so that the leg is like this when it's full. Keep that leg right and tight so that when your stuffing is incorrect, it's easier than trying to pull that. If your leg is like this and you get your stuffing just right and you pull this around, it's not going to look right. It works out better to keep your arms and your legs lined up as you're shoving, pushing that stuffing in all around. Okay, when you get the bottom filled up well, and you're shoving and you're shoving and you think no more is going to fit, keep pushing. Once you get this in and the head on, it's all going to look right. Right now, you think it's just too full. As you're doing this, as you get to the arms, my fingers are like this, and I'm going up into the armpit and down the side to make sure that is all filled in. And I keep checking. See how I'm filling in around that joint? There is a plastic joint in there that this arm sits in. And I'm filling, see the difference here? I'm filling all around that joint as I did on the legs. Okay, you also add a little of the stuffing on top, right at the shoulder. That shoulder needs to not be flat. Do you see how I'm pushing that up on top of that piece there on either side? I have done that. I have pushed and pushed and pushed and stuffed this doll back to the football player looking dolls that they are. These dolls definitely have a look. I really love the American Girls. But once you get this in there and you start dressing them and moving them about, all this stuffing settles and it won't look as overstuffed as it does when you first clean and fluff your doll. The next step, and I don't like these, but I'm going to show it anyway. If I were not doing this on camera to show you how to use this, I would get, I think they're darning needles is what they're called. They're round. And I would thread it with probably embroidery thread or something thicker. And that's what I would replace that with. But they come with these now. So what we're going to do is feed this through. You can buy these at Walmart or even the Dollar Tree has them. Yeah, I was afraid of that. The fabric in your inside stitch is going to be laying a certain way. So if you can't get your tie shoved in one way, take it the other direction. See how that's going now? All right. That is a little shy. I'm going to need a larger. Well, let's see if I can. Let me get a larger one. All right, so I'm putting the larger one back in there. I don't really want black, but that's what I have. And see how it just goes around. And we're going to get that out the other side. Ooh, a little stuck there on the seam. Be careful it does not tear your doll seam. Pull it on around. Shove, shove, shove. Add your doll's head. Get that all underneath that doll body. Push her in. And then what we're going to do, well, you know what? I need to check arms real quick. Yep, that one could use a little adjusting. Okay. And this will all settle, like I said. Don't fret it if she looks like a great big football player. Well, this is going to take 3 hands, I think. Yes, I am kidding. Because once you start tightening that down. Now, if your doll has long hair, turn it around so that the hair does not get caught inside your tie. What you want to do is take this tie so that it's all the way down on the one side. You hear my dogs playing in the background. If you're hearing that cry, that is my Yorkie because the puppy is pulling her hair and they all work it out. So, all right. So if I had long hair, I would turn this head. I don't. I'm putting it in and then you just start tightening that down as you press on the head to get it underneath. And you keep pulling it this way. And you tighten that down, and then you keep pulling it so that the head is taut. You want that a little tighter. You just keep pulling that as you push. See how I'm pushing that fabric back out of the way? I'm pushing that and I'm pulling. I'm pushing that and then I pull this. And then I'm going to turn her head around so the hair is completely away. All right, I'm cutting that close, but not so close that, that's not cutting it either. There we go. And then you just want to heat that up enough so that you get the sharpness away. You don't want that on your doll. You don't want some kid grabbing it and getting hurt. And use a soldering iron or a glue gun for this. And then take your finger and press that down so that it's smooth and your clothes are not ruined. And there you go. Her head is on, her limbs are nice and tight and right. I am going to brush her hair. This doll, when Mary Ann sent this doll from Lil Rascal Reborns to me in a Happy Mail. She had the cutest dress, and it was a fall dress, and I took that and cleaned it up and put it away, and I cannot find it. So I went and got this one, and then time got away, so I had made this. I have a video where I show how to make the dress reversible. And so we're going to go ahead and put this on her for Christmas. I think it's real cute. You know what? I forgot her shoes. All right, over there. And then I have a link to how we pierced her ears, and I bought some Christmas earrings. Let's see what we got. Let's see if these little bells will work. Oh, that one's broke. Well, that's a shame. Let's try the little red bells. Let's take the backs off. Something fell off. Was it a red bell? Son of a gun, it was. Okay, so we're going to use these cute, little, I'm going to have to get my jewelry making pliers out and see if I can, get my glasses on, see if I can close the rings on those bells. And we're just going to push those in. How cute is that? I bought these. I think I actually got these on AliExpress this summer, really inexpensively. So here she is with her little earrings and her new dress, her little Christmas dress. I'm going to have to run and get her some shoes. And then Darren makes these, oh, I love these crowns. I just love these crowns. And she's going to get a Christmas crown. Let's see if I can get that on a little better. Pull it back, but have it sit there. Oh, God, that's so cute. Cute, 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 cute. All right, let me get her some shoes. And there she is. Thank you for watching the Dolls Rescue channel. You're going to get a glimpse of my new doll room, doll area. Darren has put up shelves for me. I'm very excited about it. Tenney is joining my American girls up here. I'm going to step out of the way and Darren's going to show you just a peek at what we've been working on. We will have a whole nother video on setting it up, and more dolls are going to come up, etc. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe.